obviously will continue to join if it's anything like they did last month, which is awesome. So what we're going to do first is we're going to quickly dive in and go through officers' reports, and then officers' reports, and then guild reports, understanding that there is probably very little activity on anything currently still, but just to have your voice and chime in. And then we'll talk about Braggart's War, and then we'll talk about an event bid that was approved by the Elfsea Financial Committee. So we're going to discuss it and then take an officer and populace vote to see if we should move forward with submitting it or not. And that would be a bid for Crown Tournament in King's Champion on July 18th. But first, let's do officers' reports. And I wrote down the officers, so hopefully I won't miss too many this time. We'll start with Hospitaller.
Okay. I've gotten one email this month, which is more than, with us being in quarantine, it's better than none. So, but other than that, I haven't been able to really get out due to social distancing and quarantine. So, yeah.
All right.
Business is slow.
Exchequer.
Exchequer. We have approximately $13,843 in the bank account. I have checks to go out. I'm going to mail them to you, Sonia, and I'll have the envelopes attached to them. So all you have to do is sign them and shovel them in.
Oh, thank you.
I actually had a question for you. Since we're a nonprofit, is there a way to easily, out of curiosity, get other barony bank balances to see kind of where we fall within, if we're like grossly under or grossly above, or if we're average for generally like bank balances and
bank balances? That's an interesting question. I can ask. Worst case they say, it's like, I mean, we're a nonprofit, so it should be open source. Everybody should have this published at least once a year, if not more, where they're sitting. So I can check into that. So
yeah. It's not a huge thing. It's just more of a curiosity as to see if we're kind of in line with other baronies about just to see. So if you can't get it, it's not a big deal. I was just curious.
Like I said, you can ask, and if they say, well, we don't want to share that, I'll be like, okay.
All right. I'm sorry, I cut you off. So does that conclude your reports? Report?
Like I said, I have checks that I'm going to mail to you so you can secondary sign, and like I said, envelopes already pre-stamped and already made out, so you can just sign them and shoot them out.
Great. All right. Archery Marshal.
I don't think our archery marshal's here.
Okay, well, we'll circle back. Chamberlain. I see him here. He's on mute currently.
Hey,
Joe!
I'm working on it. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. A lot of freezing and stuff. So Chamberlain, I got nothing. That's it.
Okay. Chronicler. Elaine, you're on mute.
What? Did you call me?
Yes, I did.
Oh, sorry. Is it report time?
It is report time.
Okay. Hi. This is the final warning. Well, sort of final warning. We now have 1 month for submissions for the summer newsletter. So it'll be due at the end of June. So by next, don't wait till I remind you at the June Populace meeting, because then you'll have like 2 days. So start thinking about it now. 2 things that I'd like: anybody who has made anything during quarantine, take a picture and send it to the chronicler email, and maybe tell me a little bit about it. We could do a whole feature of like quarantine crafts. That would be awesome. And then also Lady Gervais posted that we're trying to get a sort of a roster together of what people do. And it's basically if you're willing to teach. Like if a newcomer were to look at our newsletter, then they would say, wow, there are so many people who know so many things in the Barony, and now I have a name. I really want to learn, banner painting, or I really want to learn embroidery, and now I have a name to ask if they can help me. So that's kind of what we're looking for, and I'd like to put it in the newsletter. So if you are interested in either of those things, and you have any questions, you can message me on Facebook, or you can email me at the chronicler email. That's all.
Cool. Harold. Okay. Well, circle back. I don't see her on at the moment. Night Marshal. And if anybody sees them and I'm missing it, let me know. But I don't see him online either. Minister of Arts and Sciences.
Gervais is trying to get on right now.
Okay, then we will come back to her. Minister of Children. I see Arthur is here.
I are here. The only thing I can say is I have washed all of the light weapons armor since it's in my keeping at the point. Since it's been sitting in the car for a month, I figured, why not?
Okay. Rapier Marshal. Okay. Wed Minister. I know he's here.
Hi. Okay. So the website is very close to release. I just have some external links. I want to confer with the new web minister of Dragon's Fire Tour about how the calendar integration is done, so I'm not reinventing the wheel. I want to do some basic layout to make sure that it's not wasting a whole lot of space, and then it's about ready to go. With one final thing to accomplish, and that is that I have a bit of a polite debate going on with the Kingdom Web Minister about the usernames that can modify the site. For example, I want to have accounts like Elfsea_chronicler to be able to upload the newsletter. So, because right now what their policy is to use real names, and I don't want to have, real name has uploaded file, real name has uploaded file. I don't want to expose that kind of personal information to the general public. I want it to all be role-based the same way officer emails are. And so he conceded when I talked to him about it, he conceded that I had a certain point. Now he's trying to think about the best way to go forward to support this. So if necessary, we'll take the website live, and then we'll go back later and create additional accounts so that different officers can actually interact with the site under the role name, not a real name. For example, if our landers want to write a letter to the populace, they can do it right there on the front blog page, and have it from Elfsea Baron or Elfsea Baroness. The seneschal needs to put out an announcement, that kind of thing. I don't want to have to worry about the security implications of keeping track of who just stepped down as an officer when the new officer can just get the email with a simple password reset and get all the privileges they need to get in. So that's where we're at. By the time we talk next month, I imagine the website will have been released. That's the deadline I'm setting for myself.
Good deal.
Any questions, comments? Good.
Okay. All right.
Actually, I have one comment / question. Gabriel,
Hey.
did you get the financial policy I sent to you earlier today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Yep. That's one of those things that when I upload it, it's going to have my real name on it. So I want to get, like an Elfsea web minister, so I can go back and change the author on it once we have role-based stuff set up. So you're not seeing G. Billington has uploaded a file.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Was JaVale able to get on?
I don't see her. Let me check. I don't see her in the list.
Yeah. Although, yeah, let me see. Although, yay, so at the moment we have 19 participants, so it involves some scrolling, so that's good. Okay. All right. Well, if anybody happens to see her name pop in the list, please just send me a reminder so we can get so she can provide her report. I do know that she has been active this last month, so she may have something brief to say. And I did not see Pyro join, and nor the Herald, Knight Marshal, or Rapier Marshal. So we will move on to Guild members and Scribal Guild.
You guys can go first. Obviously, we're still not meeting. However, we do still have a need for original scrolls. Because at some point we are going to start having events again, so those are going to be needed. Because something tells me the B&B just might want to give some out. Continue submitting your award recommendations. If you're interested in needing charters or something, contact me. You can hit me up on Facebook, and I'll work out a way to get charters to you if necessary. So that's basically where we're at right now.
And I don't see anybody from Cook's Guild. Is anybody from the Cook's Guild on? Okay. And again, probably the same thing because we're not able to get together yet, so there's probably not.
She did send a message over the email list for Cook's Guild.
Oh, okay, cool. While you have that, can you read that for me?
Since I have it.
I have it. I do. Or you got it?
I got it too. So.
No, son. Sylvana.
Let's see. Honorable Lady Eleanor says, "Greetings, Your Excellency. I am at work and cannot attend the virtual meeting, but she'd still like the populace to know that Cook's Guild still exists and they're active on their Facebook page. At their next meeting, whatever that is, they're going to play with her pizzelle maker, and they're going to try different flavorings and learn some things about their history too."
Pizzelles are like desserts, right?
It's like a thin cookie waffle, depending upon the batter.
Okay, so a cookie. Okay.
Yes, a dessert.
Big cookie.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Your Grace, do you mind if I jump in for a minute? JaVale's messaged me.
Okay.
She said she's having computer issues and probably won't be able to get in. She said things are pretty quiet. People are working on personal modern crafts and a couple SCA related things. She's keeping track of them. Mostly it's COVID craft time. And she's looking forward to seeing what everybody else puts together.
All right. Tell her thank you for submitting a report. All right. So now we're going to touch upon, actually, why not? Here's it. Oh, I see her. She just joined.
She coming?
Yep. She's on mute right now, but hi, JaVale. Your report was just read.
Thank you guys very much. I apologize, but the computer is a little old and a little slow.
No worries. Thank you for sending your report to be read. It was read. So thank you. We're good to go. And it's good to see you. Okay. So I lied. We're not going to talk about Braggart's Ward just yet. We're going to jump to, I'm going to go out of order a little bit and we're going to talk about putting in Elfsea submitting a bid for Crown Tournament / King's Champion on July 18th. The event steward is Lady Melody, and I will turn it over to her to talk about the bid and then answer any questions that you may have with it. And then after that, and after the discussion and any questions are answered, we will then take a vote. And how we will vote is by you typing in yes, no, or abstain in the chat. So we can have a record of the counts instead of trying to guess and wait and everybody talking over everybody. So, Lady Melody.
Okay, so for Crown Tournament this July, we have already talked to the Hamilton site because we didn't get to use it for Elfsea Defender. They have been very willing to move over what we have paid for Defender over to Crown Tournament. If we do get the bid, it would just be for a Saturday, which means we would get a refund of 2 days and 1 day would still be paid to them for Crown Tournament. There would be no penalty from this if we don't get the bid. They have put us in their calendar as a possibility. We've explained to them that we have to go through a process to make sure that we can get approved to be able to move forward with them. And they're completely understanding of that. So if we don't get the bid, they'll just remove our name from their calendar. This event will be completely outside. They do have a building, but we're going to be using it only for emergency purposes and for using the flushy potties. The building is only cooled by fans, no ACs, and it comes with chairs and tables. We plan on doing a sideboard lunch, which would just be grab and go lunch sacks to decrease contamination, making it an easy grab your food and go back to where your area is. That way social distancing is being upheld, less likely to spread anything. We are going to provide a very limited selection of sealed water bottles because we are thinking of doing cases of water. It would be extremely limited and encouraging the populace to bring their own water. The cost for members would just be $5. For non-members would be $10, and kids, of course, would be free. We do plan on having multiple webcast angles happening during the tournament as well as while everyone's processing in. The site, like I said, we would only have it Saturday morning to Saturday night. So at Hamilton, there are RV spots available. We are allowing RVs to come. However, they cannot stay there overnight. For Elfsea, if we get the bid, we would be there at 7 a.m. to set up everything. We would open gate at 8, and then at 9 o'clock, we are asking everyone to be gone. We're encouraging everyone bring their own shade because it is technically we need to keep social distancing up. So we want everyone to have their own shade so that they can maintain that social distancing. And signs would be posted everywhere to encourage keeping that social distancing up. And I believe that's pretty much it. Are there any questions?
I don't have a question, but I do have just a couple comments. Lady Melody has already been working on making arrangements for a lot of the coordinators and the staff if we were to receive the bill or the bid. So that is in place. We are in good hands there. Her Excellency did the event ad, so pending the vote, if it is a positive outcome and a move forward, then the bid will be submitted by tomorrow. The deadline is May 30th. And what else? I just had it. This is what I get for not writing everything down.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I have others, but based off of the Kingdom Seneschal's message to the Ansteuern list. This most likely, their majesties are looking to have this be a joint Crown Tournament and King's Champion. King's Champion to immediately follow Crown Tournament. So that will probably be in lieu of like an unbelted tournament. We do have space, secluded space and area in case their majesties, if they want to circle or anything, we can definitely accommodate that. One bid has been submitted already, so we will be the second bid. It's always good to give their majesties options. So it is, since we're not the only bid, it is not a guarantee we're going to get it. But, you know, there was a call, there was a need for it, because as of last week, there weren't any bids received. So Elfsea decided to put something together to answer the call. And I thank Lady Melody for enthusiastically offering to be the event steward to it, to make sure that their majesties get what they need and have options. All right. Now, is there any other questions regarding the bid for Crown Tournament / King's Champion?
I thought in the Seneschal's note that they'd asked for an inside event. Maybe I misread that.
They're wanting it completely outside.
Oh, they want it outside now. Okay. I misread it then.
Yeah, outdoors only. What they would like is July 11th for Queen's Champion, outdoors only. July 18th, Crown Tournament / King's Champion, outdoors only. And August 1st for Roundtable, possibly virtual.
The good
so
thing
that,
about the Hamilton site, though, is even if we get rain on that date, it can happen no matter what, because we do have the building. We would just have to uphold a stricter social distancing.
Yep, and we do have the space for, and we actually have a few buildings available to us. All of the buildings have extremely high ceilings, so it is conducive to His Majesty's, their Majesty's request for the format of Crown Tournament that involves great weapons. And one of the buildings actually has a dirt floor instead of a concrete floor to also give further options. Usually I know a dirt floor is usually preferred over a concrete one because fighters' footwear is usually geared towards dirt and grass as opposed to concrete. But we have the option available, so it would be whatever their majesties would want. Yeah, we have the ideas of site tokens already planned out. We have every avenue, I think every avenue pretty much planned out to be ready to go as soon as we receive word, if we receive word. We will not be doing PayPal for this, given that there is still the chance that by that time we might not be able to get together in person for events, and so things may change. So it'll just be, you know, if it happens that day of. Cool. Sorry,
Sonia, I thought we said on that we were going to leave that up to the Crown's discretion, taking PayPal or not.
If they ask us to do a PayPal, we of course would vote on a PayPal.
Yes. Okay. At the moment, we were not planning on it, but however, any changes that their majesties want, we can accommodate.
I've applied for a PayPal before, so it's literally one form and our event bid ad, or our event ad, and that's all it requires. So if they want PayPal, it's a easy thing to do.
Just to clarify, the kingdom hasn't actually yet said we're definitely having events, right? They asked for bids in case we
Yeah.
start having events. Okay.
It's in case quarantine gets lifted.
Right. The message that the Kingdom Seneschal sent to the Ansteuern list framed it as their majesties are requesting bids for these following events. Keep in mind that that may change and we may not be able to meet in person at that date, but they said that's a chance. So they are moving forward and with the idea that we should be able to get together in July. And again, that could change. But as of right now, that is the game plan. They asked for bids. Alrighty. So if there are no questions, what we're going to do is we are going to work on the vote process now.
Y'all want to leave?
I'm sorry?
I'm like, do you need me to leave or just not open chat?
That
I would start off with the question and then let people answer it.
Okay. I will, let's see, group chat to everyone. All right, give me a second. I'm a slow typer.
Gabriel, that's a good background. I like it.
Okay. Okay, and everyone, please just vote once. All right. And Your Excellencies, if you can also help me with double checking the counts.
Okay.
We have 19 participants currently on, so in theory, we should have 19 comments.
Well, you've got a couple couples that are using one screen.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
I'm showing 17 yeses. Hold on, let me recheck.
And you don't need to be a paid member for this vote.
Yes. So if you choose to abstain, that is fine. But if the only reason you're abstaining is because you're not a paid member, that is not a factor.
Right.
You are a person, you are participating, you are a Populace, you're attending our meeting. You may cast your vote if you wish.
Yep, 17 yeses, 1 abstaining. 18 yeses now, 1 abstaining.
19.
19.
All right.
I'd say it's a pass.
Yeah.
It was
Yep.
close.
I know.
Oh, hold on a second. Oops. Sorry, mine went, my thing shifted privately for a second. Hold on. Let me. There we go. I almost forgot to vote.
This is where we say, you're so pretty.
Yes.
Arthur is a heavy typer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so based off of everyone's vote, we are going to move forward with submitting the bid for Crown Tournament Kings Champion for July 15th. Yay!
Right. Hey, Sonia, we did mention that if you voted yes, you were also volunteering to assist with the event, right? That was mentioned?
I distinctly heard that.
Yep.
The abstention was a good move.
Should have stuck with the abstain.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for participating and casting your vote. It is very much appreciated, and it is wonderful to see that that despite the current circumstances, Elfsea is still ready, willing, and able to band together and help the kingdom and help, and potentially help whoever our new heirs are going to be. So thank you everyone for that. Now we'll move on to an event that is already on the books, Braggart's War. The event stewards are Mistress Colleen and Her Excellency Gianetta. And they will, while they're not attending this meeting, they do have plans and do have marked it on their calendars to attend the June meeting to answer any questions and have any discussions that anybody wishes regarding Braggart's War. However, we're going to talk a little bit about it today, and we can certainly take back any questions that if you have that you have today that you may want to know, and that if we don't immediately know the answer to. But as you see, their excellencies are diving in, starting to. It's not propaganda.
It's a fight. It is.
Can I say something?
Sure.
All right. You want to ally with the Eagles. EAGLE.
Who gave? Oh, wait, I can mute him. Wait.
All the way, Badgers, all the way.
I'm sorry, Gabriel. You've been muted. I'm sorry.
Sister, you leave my champion alone.
Fine.
So, Your Excellency Kaz, what form of payment did you provide Gabriel for that endorsement? Is that something that I could benefit from?
I'm sorry, what's that?
I was just wondering, what form of payment did you provide the web minister to get his endorsement?
I simply reminded him how noble our cause was.
Ah.
He threatened him.
He is aware that lions are a facet, right? And lions are cats?
Eagles fly closer to the Black Star. Be a true Onstioran.
Okay, wait, time out. Just so there's no killing in your house, the lions and eagles are aligned. So you don't have to kill each other, although it would be fun to watch.
Are we going to talk about how the Badgers are literally on Steoran colors?
Badgers won't even show up because they don't give a. Never mind.
I would
That's
watch
not
what you
true,
say.
considering one of the event stewards is a badger.
Not to mention the Badger is heading up the Badgers.
Yes.
So basically, we'll be too busy to help out.
I'm sorry. I think I have to mute you again.
But so as by that little play that you can hear, there are 4 houses, but still just 2 sides. So the badgers and snakes are joining together to play against the eagles and lions. This is all in good fun. Everybody loves everybody. No killing, no actual killing, no negative press, no, let's
Killing
keep
is
it
allowed on the field.
Yes. It is fun to hit your friends.
Yes.
Um,
Gabriel.
Oh my word.
Sonia, you are a saint. Let me just say, you are a saint.
I may have heard that somewhere.
Three kingdoms. People have said that independently of each other.
So as you can see, Braggart's War should be a lot of fun and have a lot of interplay. Elfsea is the primary this year. Therefore, we are responsible basically for the event stewards. We're also responsible for parking, the hall and kitchen coordinator, the security coordinator, and some of these we've had offers, and Mistress Colleen and Her Excellency Gianetta have had some offers. For example, Honorable Lady Kalina has offered to take care of parking, to be the parking coordinator. And I think there's some individuals in mind for the hall and kitchen coordinator and the security. However, no one yet officially said, hey, please let me do that. So if you're interested in that, by all means, please do so. And just as for your information, the security coordinator is not the one who's responsible for doing and having the security shifts 24/7 for the entire event. They are responsible for getting security together within and setting the time frame for security. They get golf carts. Security gets golf carts to drive around and walkie-talkies. But it's just to organize the security and be responsible. So if someone says, hey, can someone in security run down and take care of this? The security coordinator would say, well, this person's on duty, let me send them. It is not now they may choose to do a shift or 2 if they want. That's completely up to them, but the sole burden does not rest on their shoulders. Delegating and having individuals join you in your tasks makes the tasks more fun, and it makes everybody else have a good time, and no one's really overburdened so much. So if you want to ride around in a golf cart, offer to be on security or to be the security coordinator. If you want access to ice, what better way to offer to do the hall or the kitchen coordinator? There are some perks to being the coordinators and to volunteering your time to make sure that everybody else also has a good time.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind, and if you will, you can send messages if you're interested in any position or offering your services. Say you don't want a coordinator position, but you're willing to help do setup or something along those lines. Please reach out to the event steward, which is Mistress Colleen and Her Excellency Gianetta. They are both on Facebook. I have also provided their email addresses when I sent information to the list about Braggart's War. So please reach out to them. If for whatever reason you're not either friends with them or you can't reach them on Facebook, or you can't, email is you're not comfortable with the email, then you can send the messages to me, and I will make sure that they get it. So we can have it, because it's looking like Braggart's War is going to be our first big, big get together for a long weekend. So it should be a lot of fun. And I imagine a lot of people are going to be pretty interested in getting out and seeing each other and hanging out and having a good time. And that's what Braggart's War is all about. And it's what we're going to do again this year. The Barony of Steps is responsible for the martial and competition activities. So they are the ones who are organizing the armored combat, the rapier combat, any heraldic competitions. They're handling the competitions and melee aspects of things this year. And Bonwick is just gotta like cranking my neck. And Bonwick is helping out with service this year. So now, does anybody have any questions about Braggart's War?
I don't have a question, I have a comment. I'm doing the event heraldry, voice heraldry, as opposed to list field heraldry. So I want to go old school with it, like do the wake up calls and updates throughout the day, that kind of thing. So I'll probably be tapping some folks, and you'll see some stuff. So we haven't done a lot of that in the past or lately, and I kind of want to, I don't know, I kind of want to bring it back. So I've done that, I guess, on behalf of Bonwick. I worked with Bonwick on that. So anyway, just keep that in mind. I'll be hitting you up. Thanks.
Great. That will definitely add to the atmosphere. Heraldry contributes a tremendous amount to the sentiment and the event. So thank you for thinking of doing that and doing that. It'll be awesome. Okay. All right. So that is Braggart's War. A brief update regarding the kingdom. We still have not received clearance to start having practices and events yet. There is a plan and there are discussions, and it's going to be, most likely it's going to be a phased approach. The Kingdom Seneschal will post to the list and to Facebook to keep us updated. And once I receive that, then I will forward that to the Elfsea list and the DFT lists, so everyone is aware and kept aware of what is going on. I know that their majesties and the Kingdom Seneschal are definitely working on a timeline and a plan, so which is good, and hence the request for bids for some get-together events in July. So that is promising. Again, that may change, but I think we're definitely moving in the right direction. Although everyone still feels that their own safety level. We're not forcing anyone to attend anything. It is at your comfort level. If you want, obviously we would love to see you, but we want to see you with smiles on your face and happy. So if you feel like you're being pressured to attend event, that is not the case. It's just everybody would be excited to see you and hang out with you again after these long months of not being able to do so. So please don't mistake our excitement for pressure. You know yourself, and you know what you need to do to best take care of yourself, and everyone is in that same boat. So cool. I wanted to mention, since some of the marshals, the Night Marshal and Rapier Marshal, are not currently on, that office was open for applications, and it is still currently open for applications for both the Rapier Marshal position. Hold on. somebody outside decided they wanted to play loud music.
It's probably Gabriel.
So those offices are still open for applications. To my knowledge, we have not received applications yet. However, COVID kind of put a damper on things, and it's hard to apply for something when you don't know when you're going to be able to get out and to take over. The current Danya Elizabeth and Sir Floki their term is currently up in June and the end of June, and they've done an incredible service to Elfsea. So we are going to graciously accept the complete term that they did and the wonderful service that they did, and we are not going to try and pressure them to continue on. They've served out their full term. They've deserved and they've earned a break. Now, given that, that does not mean if we are able to have practices again, that does not mean that Elfsea will not be holding practices. We will still be able to hold practices because we will still meet the requirements of posting something, having it officially posted, which would be on our website, and having a marshal, a warranted marshal in the form of armored combat and rapier, and also a warranted officer. That can be one person or it can be a combination of people. Those are the requirements for a practice to be official. And we have officers, warranted officers and warranted marshals in line, in place to do that. For example, I am a warranted armored marshal, combat marshal, and I'm a rapier marshal as well. Not an authorizing marshal, but a marshal. So I can run, and I'm a warranted officer. So if need be, I can run practices. And there are a few other individuals within our barony who also fit that category. So having said that, though, it would be very nice if we had some individuals who were interested in those positions that could apply for them, so we could walk with them and stand by them side by side while they get their feet wet and while they learn the ropes. And since there's not a huge time crunch, so they're not going to be thrown under the bus. So it is a very advantageous time to apply for that position and to take over that position, because you do have the support within the barony to help you out, and you're not going to be out there by yourself or siloed. So if you are interested, please consider applying. You would send your applications to the Central Region Rapier Marshal and Central Region Armored Combat Marshal, and copy the Kingdom Marshal in case there isn't a Central Region one. The Kingdom would then make the decision. No member, the Elfsea officers do not make that decision. It is made by decision by the regionals or by the Kingdom of that activity. So please consider that. And if you do, please copy their excellencies at the very least. So if they receive phone calls about it, inquiring, they're at least familiar with it and they at least know. So we can speak intelligently and enthusiastically about any applicants. All right. And the Chamberlain position is open. His Excellency William still currently holds that position. However, that is a great office to get your feet wet. You have the support. It is under the Exchequer, so you don't have to. You just report to the Exchequer. You don't have to worry about having to report to the Kingdom and everything. So it is a good supportive officer role that is good to do if you know, and get your feet wet and get involved with the Barony without it taking up too much of your time. And again, Gwenfrey is very, very easy to work with and get along with. So you definitely will have competent and friendly guidance to choose that office position if you want. It is a very good first officer position to get your feet wet if you so choose, or an experienced one if you want to just, you know, continue to contribute and not, you know, not have the must deal with everything day to day. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a break from talking right now, and I'm going to turn it over to their excellencies for some words.
You want to go first, Kaz?
Yeah. So it's good to see everybody who's on here. I know, even though I'm a hermit at times, it's nice to see everybody and make sure everybody's still around and hasn't abandoned us. We covered Braggart's War, so if you show up, be an eagle. If you can't be an eagle, well, I guess there's a few others to choose from. Zazu's chirping in, so he must like the eagles. Yeah, if you're interested in the Night Marshal or the Rapier Marshal, please let us know. We'd like to get somebody in there so that we're not having the other officers having to do double duty in order to fight.
Zazu thinks you're talking to him.
Yeah, I'm going to let you take over. I'm going to go get him so I can quiet him for a moment.
So go grab your bird. So on Braggart's War, I know we're the principals and there's not a lot of official positions for volunteering for us, but the ones that we do have are very important. Any support that you can give to those are going to be greatly appreciated. And we've heard from Crown this week, and they're excited about Braggart's War. So we would like, you know, everybody to really pick a house. I'm not going to judge you if you make the wrong choice and you're not a badger. That's fine. I understand people make mistakes, and I can forgive you after the war. But you know,
just remember the last one Kat chose was on the losing side.
A minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to mute him for a minute. You know, I know that. Is there something you need to say, brother? He's having some problems with his technology.
He probably wants to talk about how great the Eagles are. Eagles, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
I just want to remind you that the last time the Baroness chose a side, the dragons went down in flames.
But now she has me on her side.
The flames are sparkly.
So we are looking forward to Braggart's, but as Her Grace said, we don't want to force anybody or make you feel pressured into attending. We will respect space and boundaries if you come and we're still hugging from afar. If you want to wear face masks, we welcome that. Just make sure they're black and gold. You know, and just take care of yourselves. We understand that this is a really weird time, and you have to stay healthy. It does us no good if you are not healthy for us to visit with. So understand that we would love to see you and love to spend time with you, but we understand if you can't do that. Not only is Braggart's War coming up, but next month King's College is going to be happening, and that's going to be virtual. So hopefully we'll see some of you taking those classes and sharing what you learn with the Barony. I'm going to be having one of the classrooms, so hopefully I'll see your faces popping throughout the day. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting this crown tourney bid so Elfsea can get busy again and do what we like doing. Kaz, it's your turn to talk. I won't mute you.
I think you've covered everything pretty much. Just to latch on to what Kat said. everybody knows their own private medical conditions. You know, I've got some that I'm concerned with. So just because the kingdom opens up doesn't mean you have to attend. You know, don't feel obligated. Everybody has to make that decision on their own. So the most important thing is that everybody is safe and healthy.
But we do miss you.
Hey, you guys haven't made fun of me in like a while.
I called you pretty.
That's making fun of me?
Yes,
Sort
in her
of.
household it is.
I was gonna say that's not
It's
making
like
fun of her.
it's like, oh,
It's her
happy you're
version of the
pretty.
Texan bless your heart.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I choose to hear it however I want to hear it.
That's good. I can't think of anything else coming up. Just remember that even though we're not doing in-person events right now, there are virtual courts going on, and quite a few people that we know have got awards, and we'd like to see other people get awards. So continue to put in those award recommendations, both for baronial level and kingdom level, because until such time as we're doing this in person, they are going to continue giving awards out virtually.
The other thing is that several kingdoms are using Zoom and all the virtual realms to encourage people in their arts and sciences and stuff to take classes. There's even been some classes that are, on martial studies, and take advantage of those. If you have friends in other kingdoms that you miss, what's to say you can't spend a Saturday afternoon getting to visit with them and you get to learn something for fun? I just encourage you guys to be able to do that. I've reached out to a few of my previous contacts, and it has ended up proven to be a really good time, and we get to relive some very happy things and talk about what's going on now and steps and places people's lives are leading them, and it's just a great way to reconnect. So even if it's maybe you have a couple friends in Callantyr and Callantyr doing something, don't hesitate to jump in and be a part of those classes. Or if it's a kingdom in the east, or if it's Kaid, or if it's the west, or I don't know, Drakenwald maybe has some things going on. I haven't checked them out. Might go do that myself. But this, I know we all were kind of comfortable in this whole like being on our own, so to speak. But I know that there's a lot of us that still miss the companionship. So don't hesitate to use those avenues to reach out. And if you need to talk, you're more than welcome to pop up a screen for me. Send a private message. I'll be happy to try to chat with you as soon as I can. But there's lots of opportunities out there, and there's been a lot of fun things to see.
Awesome. Does anybody have any new business they wish to discuss or existing business they wish to discuss? I did see that our participants did increase to 21, so yay! All right. So if no one has anything else, I'll wrap this up. Just say, thank you for being involved and for caring about the Barony. And if you need anything or just want to reach out or just want to talk because you're tired of talking to the wall, you're tired of talking to your pet, then we're here for you. Just reach out. I am the ideal way to get a hold of me. The quickest is by calling me on my cell phone. Text, it would be then second, and then email is third, unless, obviously if it's official Seneschal business, then please use the official Seneschal email address. But if you're just reaching out to say, hey, what's going on, and it's not tied to the Seneschal matter, then I'm happy to reach out and continue connecting with individuals virtually if needed, or just on the phone, or even text. Although I am a poor typer, so that's why text is not necessarily, or email is not necessarily my favorite. But, and apparently I'm a typer, so.
Your Grace, there's a question in the chat. It says, are we planning on having any more online get-togethers for social ANS purposes?
JaVale, yeah,
So
go ahead.
I don't mean to step on your toes.
No, I was just
You're
going to turn it over to you.
I haven't planned anything. But I am not stopping others from planning it. If there are people that want to get together that want to talk about their clothing for the upcoming Braggart's War, you know, with the idea that you're not on the Badgers for I don't know what reason, but if you want to get together with that, or you would like to work on a specific idea of something, I'm not stopping anybody from setting that up. You are more than welcome to say, hey, I'm working on silk banners. I'd love to have some company. Anybody else interested? I have some personal commitments that I kind of have some deadlines coming up for as far as my work is concerned, and some education that I'm trying to achieve. So for me, I may not be putting those out there. I'm more than happy to say, hey, Alina is planning X, Y, and Z, or you know, Lady Melody is planning X, Y, and Z, or His Excellency Taz is planning. I will gladly blast out there. I'm not going to corner the market on setting up you know, online forums for you guys to get together. Everybody's more than welcome to do it. If somebody wants to just send me a note and say, hey, we had a group get together, we did silk banners, or we made this, or we talked about this, and there were these many people, that would be great, because then I can include that into our report. Otherwise, you guys are free to do whatever it is you would like, with my blessings if you need them. I am all for encouraging, even if it's just you getting together with your friends, whoever those people are, you know, and you guys get together and I don't know, I've spent a couple afternoons where we've worked on scrolls together, or I've been contemplating some new clothing options and whatnot. So, you know, everybody's welcome to open up and say, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Is anybody else interested? Then I'm going to be on Google Hangouts, or I'm going to be in the new Facebook Live rooms, which work fantastically well. I've used them a couple times, so they work really, really well. A lot like Zoom, so, you know, it's kind of similar to that, but it's like one less step trying to get into it. So, but yeah, if you guys want to get together, I am not stopping anybody from getting together. Please get together. Please reach out to your friends and have a good time with them. It's important. It's important.
Cool. Thank you.
And now that I am officially out of school, yesterday was the last day, starting next week, you will see me popping up and posting just random, anyone wants to log on and just talk while I paint this or sew this, those will be happening more now. It's just a little crazy at the end of the school year.
Cool. All right then. If there is nothing else, I hope everybody has a very good evening and enjoys the upcoming weekend. And I will, their excellencies are available. I'm available if you want to talk or reach out and stay connected. Thank you everyone for attending. It's appreciated, and thank you. Meeting adjourned.